They never told you the secret about Rio 3. Fans of the franchise are always hoping and begging for the third movie to finally happen. But things have changed a lot over time. Blue Sky Studios, the studio responsible for creating Rio, ended up being bought by Disney. Not long after, the company was officially shut down, and now all the rights to the characters, not just from the Rio franchise, but from all the movies created by Blue Sky, are in the hands of Mickey Mouse. And for a long time, strong rumors have been going around that Disney is planning to make a series focused on Nico and Pedro and the long-awaited Rio 3. But here's the secret. Before being sold, Blue Sky already had plans for Rio 3 and even produced a scene, well-developed and with a very interesting premise. They already knew what the story of the third movie would be. Just by watching the scene, you could tell Rio 3 had huge potential. The scene was forgotten after Blue Sky was shut down, but Cine lovers here found it, and you're going to see the full thing in this video. So turn up the volume and let's go. You are more than welcome to Cine Lovers, a channel made with love for everyone who loves cinema, animation, and good stories. In the first Rio movie, Blue is a domesticated blue macaw living in the US, but he ends up going to Rio de Janeiro to meet the last female of his species, Jewel. When the two are captured by smugglers, they have to work together to escape and rediscover freedom and love in the middle of the vibrant carnival in Rio. In Rio 2, Blue is living in Rio with Jewel and their 3 kids. He sets off on an adventure into the Amazon when he discovers that other blue macaws might still be alive in the forest, including Jewel's father. There, Blue has to deal with his father-in-law, face the challenges of the wild, and fight against a plan that threatens the forest and his new family. And in both movies, Nigel, the psychotic cockatoo, is the villain, and in Rio 3, it would be no different. The bird was going to come back and bring chaos all over again. This guy never gives anyone a break. Before telling you about the scene that would be the main premise of the movie, you need to understand that Blue became an actor. He got really famous and starred in several movies, kind of like Bolt. Except Blue knew he was an actor, while poor Bolt found out the hard way. So Rio 3 would focus on Blue's acting career as one of the main storylines. It probably wouldn't be the only plot, but it would serve as an important foundation for what happens throughout the film. That said, who got jealous and wanted to take our blue macaw's place? The evil cockatoo. According to the scene produced by Blue Sky itself, it seems that Blue is getting ready for a very special night, the big premiere of one of the movies he starred in. He arrives in style, being transported in a luxurious cage inside a fancy limousine, accompanied by Tulio and Linda. When he gets to the event, he walks the red carpet, where fans and reporters are everywhere, and then heads straight to his private dressing room. Inside, he takes the chance to have a snack, rest a bit, and calmly prepare himself before going on stage, where he'll answer questions from the press and fans. But this is where the tone shifts. Something strange and disturbing happens in the dressing room. And before I tell you what it was, here's some great news for those watching on TV. Now you can subscribe to the channel quickly and easily. Just point your phone camera at this QR code on the screen and click subscribe. Let's go. Back to the story. Blue was totally relaxed, chilling in the dressing room, not even imagining something strange might happen. Everything seemed normal until, out of nowhere, a creepy man suddenly appears. At first, Blue thinks it's just someone from the crew or maybe a late extra. But here comes the twist. That mysterious man wasn't really a man. It was Nigel in disguise. He was hiding under a huge coat, and inside that coat, along with him, were a bunch of marmosets ready to attack. It was a dramatic, bizarre, and terrifying entrance all at once. Nigel shows up with his full intimidating presence and wastes no time scaring Blue. He threatens him directly, making it clear he wasn't there to play around. Keep in mind this guy was going to be the villain of all 3 movies. A lot of people complain when a villain returns in a sequel, and to make it work without being repetitive, it really needs a strong and interesting reason. From this scene alone, driven by jealousy and fame, it didn't seem very convincing to me. But moving on, after that, Nigel reveals the real reason for his unexpected appearance, accompanied by his marmoset henchmen who were ready for anything. The cockatoo talks about his desire to return to his glory days, when he was admired and recognized as a big star. Now, consumed by envy, he wants to steal Blue's place face and be the main star, the center of attention. There's no other word for Nigel but jealous. Most likely, at that moment, there would have been a very theatrical musical number starring Nigel, as is tradition in his appearances, always full of drama, choreography, and that villainous flair for spectacle. While he sings and dances, his loyal and agile helpers, the marmosets, spring into action to help him with yet another one of his crazy plans. They begin transforming Nigel into blue himself. They paint his whole body blue, fix his little crest, trim his nails with great care, and handle every detail to make him look just like our protagonist. In the meantime, the marmosets tie up and trap the real Blue. Once the makeover is complete, the swap happens. Nigel is put inside the cage, pretending to be Blue. The scene ends without showing exactly how the story wraps up, but everything points to Nigel's plan failing once again, and as always, he ends up losing in the end. We need Rio 3. Disney, I know you're working on it. Just release the news already, come on. Maybe they'll change a lot compared to what Blue Sky had planned back then. Who knows, maybe Jewel and Blue's kids would already be grown up, exploring new places in Brazil, or even facing a new villain who threatens nature. Which Brazilian place do you think could show up in the third movie? Let me know. Also, with today's technology, the animation could look even more stunning, with more vivid and detailed backgrounds of the country. Rio 3 would be another beautiful tribute to Brazilian culture and the environmental message that has always been at the heart of the franchise. Here are several videos about the franchise. Now's the time to pick one and click. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and see you in the next video here on Cine Lovers.